Hi guys, my name is Christine, and today I'm talking about the quickest way to success and the most powerful way to manifesting. So, there are a lot of things online about manifesting, how to attain success, and I've created, loads of videos on these topics as well. But what I found to be the most powerful way, especially in terms of something that you can control, right? So using your own personal power. Because, when you hear things about like manifesting or law of attraction, a sort of image comes into your head of just someone sitting there thinking wonderful thoughts and hoping that that's somehow going to make things materialize in front of them. So there is sort of like that connotation to manifesting, the law of attraction. So I think one of the best ways to manifest and to succeed at your goals is by really, really wanting it. Like by having that enthusiasm, that drive, that obsession to attain your goal. So, because the thing is, if you only half-heartedly want something, it's very unlikely that you're going to get it as quickly as you would like to. But if you would do absolutely anything to attain your goal, then it's very likely that you will do it. And obviously, when I say do anything, then obviously I don't mean do anything to harm other people. Obviously, if you're trying to create something in your life and you want to attain a goal, it's best not to step on other people's rights to get you there. But you must have this really big burning desire, as Napoleon Hill would put it, that you will, that's gonna be fueling you to get it, right? Because you need that in you. You need a bit of fire in your belly. Now, maybe a lot of fire in your belly if you're really passionate and really obsessed about your goal and really, really wanting it. So that's one of the keys, right? One of the keys is to really, really want it. And, as Napoleon Hill would say, having a burning desire, okay? Because if you really want it, if you really do want your goal, you will do whatever it takes to get it. Again, not stepping on other people or infringing on other people's rights to do that. And you're not harming anyone in any way, but you will be doing all that you can within your power to attain that goal. Okay? So knowing that, it can be difficult if you have let's say you had a bit of a lazy life, and you want a bunch of things and you really want those things, but perhaps you've got some bad habits that are like self-sabotaging habits, shall we say, that are preventing you from getting it. Like perhaps you've always had the habit of procrastinating, perhaps it's something that you've always done, perhaps you've always left things up to the last minute. This was something that I used to do when I was a student. I would leave like all of my essays until the last minute, and the same with studying as well, and then I'll cram the night before. Doing the essay the night before, doing whatever the night before it was supposed to be handed in, or, doing all the studying like the night before the exam. These were things that I used to do. I used to put things off and put things off and put things off. So I think what sometimes can happen is you get a mixture of not really knowing why you want this thing, right? So if I had more of a self-awareness of why it's important for me to get good grades, and kind of trajectorying what that could mean for me in the future. Like getting a good grade in the future could mean these opportunities or that opportunity. Like if I had seen it in that way and I'd have been self-aware enough, then perhaps my circumstance would have been different in those sort of that time of my life when I was studying. So it's all about really understanding why you want something, because it's good to attain a goal. It's good to start on your journey to get a degree, or you start a course, but you've got to realize what your objective is and why you want that and why it's important to you. And I think sometimes along the line, down the road, we forget those things. We kind of get caught up in the day-to-day process of going to work, getting something to eat, watching a bit of TV, going to sleep, rinse, repeat, right? Sometimes we can get caught up in that. And we forget the reasons why we started that job. We forget the reasons why we started that exercise regime. We forget the reasons why we started that small business. You see? So it's important to remember why you want it and to remind yourself why you want it. So it's good to get clear on that sort of thing. And sometimes by doing that, you have to put a bit of pain and pleasure in it. So this is something that Tony Robbins talks about quite a lot. And that is, if you have if you write out a list basically of all the painful consequences that will happen if you do not achieve this goal, or if you continue to procrastinate, if you continue to have these self-limiting beliefs about yourself, if you write out a list of that and what could happen, like what if you continue the way you are, how is that going to look 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line? How will you feel about yourself if you never achieved your goals and you're like 80 years old and you can no longer do those kinds of things that you really wanted to do while you was young? So let's say that you always wanted a healthy and fit body, and that maybe you wanted like a goal like, oh, I wanted to have a six-pack. Well, how would you feel if you get to 80 years old and you're at a stage in your life where you can't get that six-pack anymore, and you never was able to achieve it? You was never able to get that little selfie of you of your six-pack that would have made you feel really good about yourself. How would you feel if you never achieved something like that? Or it could be, it doesn't have to be that, it could be another goal. Like, how would you feel if you got to the end of your life and you never achieved all the things that you wanted to? It would hurt, it would be painful, you'd have lots of regret. Right? So you got to write all those things out, and also write out a load of things of the amazing things, the amazing consequences of what will happen if you do achieve those goals and you do continue to work on your goals and you don't procrastinate and you motivate yourself and you give yourself that drive and obsession to achieve your goals. How would that feel? How would it feel to be at the end of that road and to have actually succeeded? List out all the positive emotions that you're going to feel. So I'll leave that up here so you can do that exercise now. You can pause the video or come back to it later, but please do this exercise because I think it's really, really valuable, and it's a tool that I use and have used in the past to help motivate me and to help me get that perspective, because I think that's what we lose. We really, really want something, and then down the road we lose perspective, right? And we forget about why we wanted those things. Okay, so another thing that can help is if you really, really want something, you will change your approach here and there. You will do things, you'll tweak different things to try and get that goal. So what I mean by that is that you might have a plan to achieve your goal, but it might not be the best plan. Like, it could be that you may need to tweak a few things. So for example, let's say you want to be fit and healthy, right? And you start this regime, you've got a plan, and you've got an action plan. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this kind of workout, I'm going to eat this kind of food, and you do it for, let's say, like a couple of months, but you don't see any results. Now, within a couple of months, you should see a little bit of results, right? You should see something should have happened there. You should be a little bit more trimmer, or you should have a bit more muscle, depending on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve with your body, right? So maybe then, okay, I'm not getting very good results, so maybe there's something I can do to change my plan. Like, perhaps I need to do a different kind of workout, perhaps I need to tweak what I'm eating. Usually with this kind of stuff, it's tweaking what you're eating. Perhaps I need to, put in some weight training or more weight training. Perhaps you need to do that, right? Sometimes you don't change the plan, you don't change the goal. That's essentially what I'm saying here. You don't change the goal, but you tweak the plan. You tweak the action plan and tweak your actions as you go along to find out what's working, what's not working, and you experiment. And you can apply that to a business. If you've got a business, you can apply it to your blog, you can apply it to your TikTok page if you're hoping to get more followers, you can apply it to your YouTube channel, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You can maybe it's to do with a book. Perhaps as your book has you've been wanting to publish your book, and perhaps it keeps on getting rejected, but perhaps there's just a few things that you could tweak within the book to make it a little bit more marketable and to make a publisher want to publish it. So there's a lot of things that you can do. So you don't change the goal. You don't change what you want, right? You just change the plan, right? You just change what you're doing to get there, okay? So what I'm going to leave off with is something that David Goggins talks about all the time. And, when he's got like this big audacious goal in front of him, he asks himself, what if? And basically what he's meaning by what if is, what if I can actually pull this off? I've created this big audacious goal for myself. How is it going to feel if I pull it off? What if I can actually do this? What if I can actually pull this off even though the odds are stacked against me, right? And I think asking like, what if I can actually pull this off is a very inspiring, motivational thing that can help you get that drive and obsession to want to succeed. Because if you think, what if I can do this? I think that really is beneficial. So I highly recommend that you go and check out David Goggins if you've never came across him before. He's got 2 books now. He's got Can't Hurt Me, which is his first book, and his second book, Unfinished. Highly recommend those. If you want to get Can't Hurt Me, then you'll be able to find that in the description of this video. And in that is my little shop page, basically, with all the books that I recommend my clients and the viewers that I get on here on YouTube, on both this channel and my main channel. So, you know, please go and check those out. You don't have to go through that link and buy them. You could just go in there, write down the titles, and then get those. Go to your local library and get them, or something, or find cheaper versions for them online, like through eBay or through Amazon, but like the used section of books, you know, so you can get a cheaper version of the book. So 5 of those books are to do with relationships and dating, and the other 5 are to do with personal development. If you're on this channel, you're probably more inclined to look at the personal development ones, but the other ones are useful as well if you are interested in attracting love into your life or having a better relationship with your current partner if you have one. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.